Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Live from Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing relationships. I am Rachel Cruze, hosting this hour with my good friend and the wonderful Jade Warshaw. And we will be answering your questions.
That's right.
About life, money, career, anything and everything, give us a call. So kicking us off this hour is Steve in Memphis, Tennessee. Hey, Steve. Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm in one of those predicaments, in one of those places where I just desperately need help. And a friend of mine said, hey, you guys were the ones to turn to. And so here's my plight. I've got a lot of student loan debt, close to $60,000. And back last year, at the beginning of the year, I was off work for about 6 months. And so I did the unthinkable and got a lot of high interest loans, loan shark kind of loans.
Oh, no.
The places, the worst.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to get out of that cycle, too, because of how high the interest is and everything.
And the interest was just astronomical, and it was, just trying to put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, and it didn't help. And now I'm currently in the process of a divorce, and my spending is out of control. And I'm just trying to get my life straightened out. And I'm trying to start with the finances and the family, and looking to you guys for some help.
Man, it's a lot, Steve. Yeah. How long were you guys married?
6 years.
Oh wow, kids involved?
No.
Okay.
What kind of work were you doing before you lost your job and had that stint of being out of work?
Police officer.
Okay. And what are you doing now?
Nothing at the time.
Okay, so you still haven't been able to turn that around. How old are you?
51.
So what happened with the police officer deal? What caused you to not get another job in that field?
Just haven't, I think possibly a lot of the psychological part of it and the environment that we're in nowadays with law enforcement, just, trying to do something different.
Yeah. So you don't want to be in that field anymore, basically.
Basically, that's it, yep.
Okay.
So, Steve, one thing about your situation, I would say, and we see it's very common, and not to stereotype with, gender, male and female, but especially for men, your self-esteem is probably at the lowest it's been, I would assume, in a long time, because the providing side of you is non-existent. The relational side is in a mess as you're going through a divorce. And so there's things in this, Steve, and in this situation, not only from the financial side, which we'll dive in because we want to help there, but just know from your overall health as a person, getting some of that identity back in you is going to be important in this, and building back some confidence is going to help propel you forward, because it's kind of like everything has just been stripped from you, slowly but surely. And that, I'm assuming, has kind of eroded what you think about yourself. I'm like, that is
it has.
The formula
of
just depression and sadness. I mean, like there's just there's not a lot of hope, is what it feels like, but there can be hope. Like, that's what I'm saying, is I think you can turn the corner, but there's turning the corner financially, but also just for you, Steve, of finding these quick wins. So even finding some level of work, not only to bring in an income to pay the bills, but even just for the good of you, just to have something that you have to leave the house, you have to go do a task, accomplish something, and come home, like bit by bit. Those also help in just who you are as a person.
Are you talking to anybody, Steve? Are you talking to a counselor?
I am.
You are? Okay, good. That's excellent. And I think that's really going to help with the areas that Rachel highlighted, because that's something that's going to take, time and conversation and some real work in your day-to-day life. But on the money side of things, let's see if we can help you there a little bit. So you've got the $60,000 in student loans. How much in that payday and personal loan deal do you have?
Right at $15,000.
15. Are you current, or is anything in default?
It's in default. Those are charge-offs.
They're charged off. So they're not coming for you anymore?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And is that it? Do you have a car? Are you getting around any?
I have a car, and it's 2 months behind right now.
It's 2 months behind. Okay. And tell us about your living situation.
I rent.
Okay. And is that current?
It is right now, yes.
Okay. So and you know this, I'm not going to tell you anything you don't know. It's really hard to live with no income. And until you say, I'm going to do something, there's not anything that we could do to change this for you today. So are you doing anything to bring in income?
I've Ubered some and doing that's minimal income, just kind of day-to-day stuff.
Mm-hmm. But nothing that you're putting 40 hours of effort into?
No.
Yeah. I can hear it in your voice, and I'm sorry for you. I can hear that you're just not motivated. But you called us, and that does show that there's some light of hope there. And if I were you today, because here's the thing, before you were, a police officer, you had your wife, you had your kids, you had this life, but there is something that work can provide, even if it's a job that you don't want to do, and it can provide something for you to do that day. It can provide for you to get up, get out of your sweatpants, put a nice shirt on, brush your teeth, and go somewhere. And then it'll start to build up that confidence in you, because here's what I don't want to happen, Steve. The longer that you wait with no job, the more your confidence will start slipping. So today, go over to Target, go over to Walmart, go over to Applebee's, go anywhere. I don't care. Go into McDonald's and dress yourself nice, brush your hair, do all of that stuff. Look as good as you've looked in a year, and go in there and get a job. And you're going to walk out of there feeling much better. And when you get that first paycheck, you're going to feel a lot better. Mm-hmm. And that's going to help you, get this moving, ball rolling.
Yeah. And that's for the short term, Stephen. We'll hook you up with some of Ken Coleman's material, because he has 2 incredible books just about how do you find the work that, you're wired to do. What are the things about you, Steve, that are innately like how you were created, also situationally, the people around you, all of there's some things that can happen in life that for the next 30 years, Steve, until it's 80-year-old Steve we're talking to, this could be the next best decade or 2 of your life.
That's right.
And you have to make that decision. And so for the short term, exactly what Jade said, you have to be bringing in an income, and then you want to cover your 4 walls. So you want to keep food on the table. You want to keep that rent paid. I don't want you getting behind on that. I want you to catch up with your car loan and get current on that, and then make sure all your utilities and everything. So those are your 4 goals month to month. And then
don't worry about the student loans right now.
That's right. And then beyond that, which may take you, it's probably going to take you, 2 to 3 months to kind of get to that. So by mid-fall, Steve, have a goal to say, okay, now in October, I'm going to start working my way out of debt, which is these payday loans, all of this. Start there, and then be tackling the student loan debt. So you have a good couple of years ahead of you, Steve, but you need a plan. So stay on the line, and our team's going to pick up, and we're going to give you Ken Coleman's material. We're going to throw in the EveryDollar app as well, so that you can start getting on a budget and knowing where your money, the new income that you're going to make, Steve, where it's going to go. And we believe in you. You can do this. You can do this.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. These days, it feels like there is so much trendy advice related to everything mental health and wellness, but how do you know what actually works for you? I'm just going to be honest with you. There is a ton of nonsense out there. Noise. And all the noise on the internet can lead to information overload, so it can be a struggle to know what's legitimate and what things you should actually do to improve your life. Here's the truth. Using trusted resources and talking to a live therapist can help you break through the noise, all this scrolling madness, with personalized, real recommendations. If you're thinking about starting therapy, contact BetterHelp. BetterHelp is 100% online therapy, which means it's convenient and affordable. And it's super easy to get started. Just fill out a short online survey. You'll get matched with a licensed therapist. And as the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. BetterHelp is rated 4.9 out of 5 stars based on over 1.7 million reviews in the App Store. Listen, talk it out with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Ramsey to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ramsey.
Up next in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we have Libby on the line. Hi, Libby. Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
For sure. How can we help today?
So I just need to settle a debate with my husband.
Ooh, we love debates.
We do.
This is great.
Yes. So we just finished up. We actually wrote our last check to do our emergency fund on Sunday. So we are fully done with baby step 3.
Oh, wow.
I am ready. Yeah, so I am so ready to cut up these credit cards. We don't use them. We have 5 of them and just cancel them. But my husband is so skeptical because we've always been taught the high credit score. I mean, that's what you're supposed to have. And we're still so young. I'm 23, he's 26, and we have a mortgage right now. But, of course, it's not our home that we want to be in long term. So, maybe in 3-4 years, we're going to want to move. And so I think that's maybe his worry that without a credit score, you can't buy a mortgage. But I tried to tell him, I was like, hey, we're going to have a credit score with our current mortgage now. And then once we get into a home, we'll aggressively pay it off and then we'll have no credit score. I'm so content with it, but he is very iffy and just scared.
Which is, I'll say this, Libby. I don't know if you guys are considered Gen Z, but it's a very normal Gen Z / millennial thought process. So your husband's not crazy, all the things. He's just misinformed.
And
doesn't have all the information.
And even if you don't know anybody who did it, it's like, it makes
foreign.
it even, it's like, none of my friends have ever done this. My parents have, and I will say, what you're saying is 100% accurate, though. You can, and it will be that way. If you have a current, mortgage now and that's your only line of credit, at first, when you first pay things off, you might see it dip, but over time it does kind of jump up again. My husband and I were in that same boat, paid off all the debt, 0 credit score, got our mortgage, then our credit score returned and it's high. And then when we went to buy our second house, obviously, since we did have a credit score, it was based on that. And it was totally, totally fine because it was just the only trade line. And, you pay your mortgage every single month. And so it was still in the 700s or whatever it's supposed to be. So I think the best thing you could do is really a person like that, if you can just show them the information
be fine.
Or show them the math.
And even Libby, oh, sorry, Jade.
No, that's okay. That was all I was saying.
Well, even if you guys didn't have a credit score, you could still get a mortgage with manual underwriting. So there's still a way to get a mortgage without a credit score because mortgages are the one type of debt that we would say, there's parameters, but it's a reality for most people. And Libby, the truth is, if he kept the credit cards open, I think it will actually ding you if you don't use them. So then he's going to say, hey, well, let's use them, even though it's the quote unquote probably pay it off every month mentality, which so many people have. But the truth is, you're still going to be in relationship with credit cards. You would be better off just paying your mortgage on time, closing the credit card accounts, getting rid of them, and just having that line of credit through your mortgage, that's what it's calculating. So, we're on your team, Libby, but...
Thank you.
Team Libby.
We're on Team Libby. And if you hold on the line, Libby, we'll give you George Camel's book to be able... It's called Breaking Free from Broken. He has a whole chapter dedicated to this. And I think your husband would love to read it. George is one of the best at just making money kind of fun and relatable, and especially in this book, these topics. So I think your husband would appreciate it. So we're going to send you that book. You guys read that chapter, read the whole book, but read that chapter together. And it's kind of a line in the sand for sure when you say, hey, we're not going to use debt. This is part of the game.
And you guys are really over the hump too. I feel like you're in baby step 4. Don't get me wrong. You need to cut up your credit cards instantly, but I know, folks keep it around during baby step 2, they still are like, just in case, Jade. I'm like, don't do it.
Yes, but at this point,
y'all
you have
are
an
over
emergency.
the hump. Yeah.
You have an emergency fund. You're good. You're good. All right, let's go to Joe in New York. Hey, Joe. Welcome to the show.
Hey, ladies. Thanks so much for taking my call. First time caller, long time listener. Appreciate what you do.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Just to give you 30 seconds of quick context, I was doing really well. I had a nice little nest egg, and then right around when COVID hit, I had a pretty rough season of backsliding where I actually dipped into my retirement and lost a lot of that through gambling and a lot of really stupid things and squandered a lot of money. And I'm very grateful to say that I have not gambled in many, many years. And not only that, but I no longer have the desire to. So
good.
Really got for that. But I was down to basically my last $50K in my retirement. And in a city like New York, that's not exactly a ton.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Now I'm on baby step 3, building up the 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. I have about 16K in savings and about 170K in retirement.
Okay.
And at this point, I've basically been contributing to the emergency fund. I really want to get to 6 months while also simultaneously funding my 401K to get that company match that I currently am able to take advantage of. So my question is basically, should I continue to be doing these both at the same time, or should I focus on one at a time? And then also, is 170K good for retirement currently at age 38, which I currently am? Because I read recently that it should be about 2 to 3 times your income at age 38, and I make about 130K per year. So
yeah.
I just want to get your...
Well, I would say on that end, when you get to baby step 4, you'll be funding 15% of your income to retirement, which is almost double what the average American contributes anyways, because most Americans don't have the margin to contribute 15% because they have debt. So that's why the baby steps are in the order they're in, where you eliminate debt, have some padding of that emergency funds, and then you actually have margin in your life to fund 15%. So regardless of whether it's good or not, you're going to catch up so quickly because it's 15% that you're going to be contributing. So are you single, married, kids?
Single currently. Would love to be married at some point, but
sure.
not
Okay,
yet.
so 16K for you. What would be a 3-month emergency fund for you?
It's actually right around 3 months right now. It's going to get to about 25 to 30K.
And what's your income right quick?
About 130K, give or take, with bonuses and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to say this. Jade, have a different take than me, okay? If you have a different opinion. But because you are single, Joe, and it sounds like you have a pretty solid income, you don't have, multiple people that are dependent upon your income. That's where I normally tell people 3 months, because it says 3 to 6 months. So that range, you're kind of in the 3-month range to me. So now that you have 3 months, I would be okay with you going ahead and contributing to retirement.
100%.
And if you had some margin, you could continue to throw it at the emergency fund. But if you were married with 3 kids, you guys had private school you're paying, you had a lot of dependents, I would say don't fund retirement. Get to that 6 months quickly and then fund retirement. But where you are in your stage of life and circumstances, I'm good with 16K. If that's 3 months for you, I'm good with that. And then I would be funding retirement. And then any extra margin you have for any more padding in the emergency fund, just throw at it.
Joe, did you say you're 38? How old did you say you were?
38, yes.
38. Okay. Good news. I bring good tidings. So I was just playing around with the math. I was listening to what you said. You said you have $170,000 in your retirement right now. So I just plugged that into an investment calculator. And then let's say you're putting away $1,600 a month, 15%. Does that feel right? Mm-hmm. And then let's say rate of return 10%, you should be getting that in good growth stock mutual funds. So let's say you just put that amount, your income never goes up, nothing ever changes. Let's say you do that from age 38 to age 60. That's $3 million. Mm-hmm. And then let's say you keep going until, age 67, fully retired. That's $6 million. That ain't bad.
Right. And that's with it not increasing. Your income's going to increase in your 40s and 50s, which means that 15% is going to be more dollars going in.
And I know you're in New York City, but you get the idea here.
5 to 6 million. Does that feel right for you for retirement?
It feels great, yeah. And that's why I was questioning that thing I read where it said it should be by this age.
I know. I see that stuff too, Joe, honestly. And I think that's so subjective to me.
Yeah.
Because again, majority of Americans are only funding 4, 5, 6% of their income. They're not funding 15%. And so they're doing math on a small percentage of investing compared to a salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And I actually think it's better to look at your rate of return and say, hey, if I can pull what I'm gaining off of this and not touch the nest egg and live off of that, I feel like that's a better framework of thinking. So if you can live off of, 8%, which is better, which is lower than your rate of return, then you're winning.
Buying a home these days can be a real dog-eat-dog situation. Just when you think you've found the right house, somebody else swoops in with a better offer. So you need an edge. Home Buyer Edge from Churchill Mortgage can help you win against the competition with the ultimate triple threat for home buyers. 1, your pre-approval is handled by real humans, not just a computer, so you're positioned like a cash buyer even without the cash. 2, sellers love a sure thing. So Churchill backs your offer with a $10,000 seller guarantee. If your loan falls through, the seller gets $10,000, which takes away their fears about financing and gives them another reason to say yes to your offer. And 3, Churchill secures your rate for 90 days, so you don't have to worry about the interest rates going up while you find the right home. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and if rates drop, so does yours automatically. With Home Buyer Edge from Churchill, you're not just another buyer, you're a top contender. Go to churchillmortgage.com to arm yourself with the ultimate home buying edge today. That's churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. Home Buyer Edge and Seller Guarantee are available for qualifying borrowers and select loan types only and are not available in all states or locations. NMLS ID 1591, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
Buying or selling your home, it's a big deal. And with all the clickbait headlines and conflicting data out there, it's really hard to know what's actually reality when it comes to the housing market. And so we're here to make the latest trends easy to understand. So the median home prices have stayed steady in the last month, around $441,000. And the number of homes for sale hit 1 million for the second month in a row. So buyers now have more options, more negotiating power, while sellers are facing more and more competition. So we're seeing it kind of that be the market, which is great. Again, if you're trying to get in, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to be first-time home buyers. You have some leverage, you guys, to go in and negotiate. So the average 15-year fixed rate has held steady at 5.95% since last month. And again, if you're debt-free, you have a fully funded emergency fund and at least 5% for a down payment, go ahead and get into the market. Owning a home and home ownership should be part of your financial plan. So if you do want to see more about these market trends and get some free tools if you're wanting to buy or sell your home, go to RamseySolutions.com/market. Or if you are listening on podcast or YouTube, we'll put the link down below or in the show notes so you can check it out. But this is, home ownership is something that a lot of people want in, and it's obviously very expensive. It's just gone up. But when you see this as a buyer, like there's some good things there, right? I think average days on the market right now, I think is like 59 days. It's almost getting to 2 months. And so some things are just stabilizing, we keep seeing. And so again, it's kind of becoming a buyer's market. So get in there and
that's good. I'll say, whenever I post about housing, Rachel, on Instagram or social, it's the one thing that if I post, I get... Usually folks are on my side. If I post that, it's like, Jade, you're out of touch. You don't know what you're talking about. I just feel like we need to reframe. Like, I just want to take a moment and say, like, when we're saying you can get in the market, if we're saying, hey, 25% of your take home, like, we're not saying this to keep you out of buying a house. And we're not saying it to discourage you. We're simply saying, hey, if you get in a house, we want to make sure that it's something that you're going to be able to afford long-term, that it's something that's going to be a blessing to you. Because how many times, Rachel, do people call in, they've gotten into something that's, they can't afford it. And
100%.
Go ahead.
Well, the problem too is you sit down with a mortgage lender and the number they show you of what they quote unquote will give you to borrow, you're like, wow.
They'll give you 50%.
That's amazing. And then you go on Zillow and start shopping with that number and you're like, oh my gosh. Our formulas, they are more conservative, which means your home's going to look a little bit older and probably more conservative than what the bank would do. But again, we want you to have margin and peace in your life. And when you get that, when your rent or mortgage starts crossing that 40% into 50%, and then we get this all the time. So the health scare happens.
Yes.
Someone wants to stay home with the kids and go down to one income. Like it locks you into a lifestyle where there's no flexibility. So again, the expectations are going to look different than they would have been in 2019. But
it might be a townhouse.
Yes. I mean, yes. Or you're going to drive 15, 20 minutes further out. Or it's going to be a house that doesn't have the brand new nice kitchen, or it's not a new build, or whatever it is. It may look different, but I would rather it look different than my expectations and have peace.
And you're in the market.
Than get something that I can't, I have no wiggle room in my lifestyle, and I'm locked into this idea of like, this is what we make and this is what we can afford.
That's
and
right.
Yeah.
That's right. And what's on social media is not reality, by the way.
Yeah. Amen.
Just reminding.
Amen. Hallelujah. Lord have mercy on our souls. All right, let's go to Lori, in Alberta, Canada, up there in the north. Hey, Lori, welcome to the show.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help today?
Sure. My question would be, should I opt to rent a basement suite or should I purchase a mobile home in a trailer park?
Basement suite? Can I say? Oh, when you said trailer park, what was it, out in the woods?
No, so I have a job opportunity that would require me to move to a location I used to live in. And so it would be in the city. It's a small city, but the trailer park is right smack in the middle of it. So it would be close to amenities and everything and quite close to my job. So it would be very convenient. But at this point, a mobile home in a trailer park is kind of all I can afford. I kind of aimed at my highest purchase price being $130K based on my budget.
How safe is that, though? That feels unsafe to me. Am I wrong? I might be. I don't know.
I mean, you'd be surprised. Sometimes it can be safe, and especially if it's in the middle of the city, I'm not as concerned for my safety.
Yeah,
I'm
from an investment
resourceful person.
Yeah, from an investment standpoint, Lori, I would not. I would definitely rent.
Basement rental. Yes.
Yeah, buying that, usually it's going to go down in value. You're buying an asset that's not appreciating, it's depreciating. And so being able to take your time, get into the market in a little bit, but I would rent until now for sure. Do you think you'll be in that city long term?
That's the idea, and I'm looking for a bit of permanence, and renting has always really scared me, even though it does provide a consistent rent payment. I'm not under any illusion that the mobile home would appreciate in value. It would really just be a place for me to just kind of lay low and hunker down until I can purchase something that would be more beneficial investment-wise. So it's really just for that permanence and also flexibility.
Sure. So I would, the permanence thing can come. I would say give yourself some time. Be patient with that. And then also, renting is not bad. And I feel like renting gets such a negative connotation. But to me, with having a plan, not saying I'm going to be a renter for the rest of my life, but I'm going to rent for a season until X, Y, and Z. You can fill in the blanks there. It's a sign of patience for me. Like when people say we're renting, I'm like, yeah, there's something about it not being permanent that's great. So you can actually save up and get what you want that is permanent.
And there's still the cost of maintaining the mobile home, right? That is more keeping with buying a home. Because what happens if something happens with whatever the plumbing setup is? What happens if something, you're on the hook to have to repair those things? Whereas if you're renting, that's something that's going to fall on your landlord to take care of. So there's part of that too, where I feel like you're going to end up saving money long term, not just on repairs, but also the depreciation that's not going to fall on you.
Okay. Yeah. And then those have been things I've kind of thought about and whatnot, but I thought I'd get your guys' perspective on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for the call, Lori. And again, for sure, I would rent. That's what I would do.
You know, there's camper and like mobile home folks, like people call in, and a lot of times that's what they want to do. And I get it, but I don't get it. Like, it's going down in value. That's all I can say.
For sure. And having something that is stable. It may not feel permanent, but at least you know that you take a bunch of money that you're going to end up losing, right? That you're actually kind of staying more in the positive.
Yes.
Financially is the goal. And, you know, it's a new job, which is great. And I know you said you used to live in that town, so you're familiar with it. But for a lot of people that are moving, the transit world, Jade, I feel like people are moving constantly for jobs and they're, you know, going across country and all of it. So you guys, if you are someone that is moving to a new area, rent, even if you can't afford a home. Like I would say,
rent for a while.
For a year. And if you think you know the area of the city you want to live in, just rent for a year and make sure, okay, this is what we like. We like the areas, we like the school, we like the community. Because some people, they kind of just pick a city and they pick a place and they're like, here, we can afford this, let's just do this. But give yourself patience. And again, that's what renting does, especially if you're in a season of transition or there's something new happening. Just have the patience and rent for 9 months to a year, and then you can look at buying.
You get to see what that side of town is like all throughout the year, right?
Yes.
You might learn something that you're like, oh crap, this is like right where the airplanes fly over, or you might learn, you know what I mean?
Yes,
you might learn those sorts of things. So that's very, very valuable.
And it is hard, Lori. I think, you know, having the patience and what we were talking about at the beginning of the segment, even with the housing market, it is hard in today's world. Like it takes a lot of maturity to delay gratification, even with a big purchase like a home. And I'm telling you guys, the more you can practice that and just have that patience, have that longer timeline, you're going to get what you want and in a really peaceful way that's not locking you into something where you have no options if you want to change something about your life. So that's our goal.
I rented for 10 years before I bought.
Looky there.
Worth it.
And you're alive. Look at you.
I'm living. I'm alive and well.
You know what makes a summer party great? Good friends, cold drinks, and great food. But you know what can bring the party down? Spending way too much money to make it all happen. And that's why I get my summertime grocery hauls at Aldi. They've got USDA choice meats, fresh organic produce, and all the stuff you need for an epic or low-key backyard barbecue without breaking the bank. There's no better feeling than good eats at low prices. So stop paying more and shop at Aldi, where they have the lowest prices of any national grocery store. Find a store near you at aldi.us. That's ALDI.us. Savings based on regional analysis of Aldi versus select competitors. Prices may vary by location, product availability, and the market.
One of the best things that you can do to help us, and let's just say help the world, is to make sure to like, subscribe, and share this show with your friends and your family, because the truth is, this is why we get up every day to do and talk about your life and your money, and we want to help people. And the more the word gets out, hopefully the more people get encouragement in their own lives and some direction. And one of the areas of their life that a lot of people need direction is when it comes to their purpose, when it comes to their career, their jobs. And one of the best people on the planet, we actually gave his book away in the first segment.
Oh, thank you. My kids need new shoes.
Yes, is
we
Ken
gave it away.
Coleman.
Oh, that's right. I missed that part. It's the promo, indirect money.
We gave it, yes. It's Ken Coleman, and he was walking by the studio literally just now. He just popped in. And we were like, Ken, come in for a segment, because we saw on the board the next call has to do with jobs and all the things.
I brushed my teeth today.
Listen, you got the outsiders vibe going on. You got the black.
I know.
The
What a
greaser.
great-
This is as casual as you'll ever see me on the show, because I was not planning on James calling me in from the bullpen.
But look at that
So-
tan glowing. Come on, Ken.
I'm
Looking good.
getting a lot of vitamin D these days.
It's what we need this summer. All right, well, let's see.
By the way, real
if
quick, this is America's greatest combo right here. I mean, female power is just exploding off of you. I said this to you all when I walked in.
Yeah.
I said, if I was a fan of the show, this duo would be my favorite.
Wow. That,
You know what?
that means
This
something,
is,
Ken.
I got to tell you, I am woman, hear me roar. I feel that.
No,
So-
we are woman.
I know, but that's the phrase. I am woman, hear me roar. See,
Ken
this is
might
what
be woman?
these are the two
I don't
women that
know.
correct
I
me
don't know.
almost as much as me as my wife.
That's right.
This is what I'm used to, actually.
Stacy won't
We all
mind
had
it.
dinner
No,
together last
no,
Friday night with the spouses, and Stacy. Yeah, we felt
By
definitely.
the way, if you want to see my dinner outfit, go to my Instagram page at Ken Coleman.
Listen, after this
You're
segment,
not prepared for it.
We'll
if the
pull it
guys
up
in the
on
booth
YouTube.
want to win, yeah, throw it on there.
if they can get it, his golfing outfit,
It's next level.
which actually appeared in Happy Gilmore too.
Didn't know that.
It's
Yeah.
in the movie.
Unplanned.
I know.
So
All right.
Let's go to Tyler in Houston, Texas. Hey, Tyler, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help?
Yeah, so I recently just got married and moved into a new home with my wife, and I got a job offer recently as well that would be a 35% pay bump.
Ooh.
And yeah, so it's exciting. However, my wife does not want me to take it. So I think that we don't have any debt right now for context, and I do enjoy what I do right now. This other opportunity I think I would enjoy as well, but I don't know. I think
Why doesn't your wife want you to take it?
it's a pretty far commute.
How much?
How far?
Which about an hour.
Each way.
So yeah.
So an hour in the
Yeah.
morning to get there, an hour coming back home. Wow.
That's rough. Do you guys have littles?
Yeah.
Little kids running
no,
around the house? No
no.
kids?
No,
So,
no kids.
So first of all, personally, I would never sign up for a 2-hour commute. That gets old really fast, no matter how great the job is and how great the money is. That gets old fast. It's a
Yeah.
quality of life issue.
Mm-hmm.
But what is just to dig a little bit more, what is her specific reason as to why she doesn't want you to take it? Understanding the commute. What is she? Is she worried about less time with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that. Yeah. I think that. I mean, we've done distance our whole relationship, so just now.
And
getting
y'all, how long
married,
have y'all been married?
I think that very less than a month.
Oh.
How sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
gee, she might change her answer a couple years from now. Who knows? Okay, a serious question. Does this job, we know that it's a 35% pay bump, but does it also move you significantly up the career ladder that you want to climb?
So that's tough, right? Because I'm in consulting right now, and what I would be going into is an internal role, and it's a manager position, and so it does move me up. But I think that I can also make the case to stay at my current job because it's like I am getting a lot more experience probably here.
Okay, great. So let me ask another one.
If that makes sense.
It makes total sense. If the money was the same, would you even be considering this opportunity?
No.
Okay. So the current job has actually
question.
got you more positioned long term. Ladies, I think this is an easy one for me.
I too.
Wifey's not happy about it.
Okay.
New wifey.
Here, this will be
New
fun.
wifey.
Okay, this will be fun. Let's
On
do
the
it.
count
Let's
of
do a
three?
game on the count.
Oh,
You
do
do
a
it
game.
on a count of 3.
What is our
If you
answer?
say
Yes or no?
take the new job, so take it or
Leave
pass.
it. Say leave.
Leave
Or
it.
pass.
Leave. Oh, pass.
Pass.
Take it or pass.
Take it or pass.
All right, count us down.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Pass. Yeah. This
All
is
right.
rare, by the way.
Tyler, we're all in agreement.
I'm only disappointed
Okay.
that Jade didn't harmonize there.
Pass.
But if I could just give you the specifics as to why. Number one, new wife. She's not thrilled about it. That's one good reason. 2, it's 2 hours of commute every day. That's going to suck the soul right out of you into the vents in your car. And 3, it doesn't actually get you ahead if we look 10, 15 years down the road. That's why we're all so
Yeah, it's
unified.
the money. It's the
Yeah.
35% bump. That
And you
feels
have,
real
but
good.
he has no debt.
You have to consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point, Jade. He doesn't really need it.
Yeah, he has no debt. There's
Yeah.
nothing on fire here.
Just curious, do you expect to get a bump in the days ahead, months ahead, year ahead where you currently are if you stay on this track?
Yeah. I just got a promotion, and I think that
good for you.
Generally, it's looked like my peers have been getting pretty decent raises year over year.
Tyler, how old are you?
I would feel 24.
Okay.
All right, question for the ladies. So Tyler, listen up here. This is huge.
And it's a great ego boost, by the way.
It is.
Tyler.
Feels great.
There's something about like
and you have
someone's going to pay
it.
me this much more. Like,
you got to consider
amazing.
it.
I'm great. Yeah.
You got to roll it around.
So Tyler, pay close attention here. I'm gonna get some expertise from two married women here. He's 24. They've been married a month. How does he reveal this decision to his wife? We know what she wants. Any kind of brownie points he can get out of this deal?
Brownie points. Manipulate the situation.
Not
to
manipulate.
Make him look better.
No. He's just going to tell her. Why so cynical?
I don't know.
Come on.
Brownie
Give
points.
this guy
What
some
can I do?
tips on how to share this information. His wife's going to be thrilled.
Okay, I'll go first.
Thank you, Jade.
I love if I've talked to Sam Warshaw about something and I know that he is really thought about it. Like he's really thought it through.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, all right, we'll just do what you want to do. Or like what I love knowing that. So I think if you just share with her, hey, honey, I thought about what you said. And I even went to the extent of calling some professionals, and I called in this show. Let's just say,
you're right.
Marvin Gaye.
Whoa! Wow!
Let's get it on.
Oh boy, it's hot in here all of a sudden.
I'm just saying.
Warm.
That's romance right there.
It is. Thank you for understanding what I'm saying.
And you know what? And I'll say that, Tyler. I think Jade is exactly right, because it's not this like.
See.
It's not this. Okay, if you don't want me to, I won't. There's something attractive about saying, hey, I've put my own thoughts to this.
Yeah.
I've kind of calculated, what do I want? And then as I match it against what my wife says, and scripture is very clear about having a wife that is wise and listening to her. There's a reason that it talks about that.
That's right.
Because all these guys are like, oh, she doesn't really understand. I'm going to just do my thing. Not good. That's not good. But that beautiful balance of having a spouse that you love and respect. Go ahead,
Tyler. I like this. Speak up, young man.
What is it? What is it?
If I could just add one thing, she is going to be in school for the next 2 years, and so for a dental hygienist, and we're not having to take debt for that.
Great.
But I will say that she's not going to be bringing in an income, and if kids are in the future, like in 2 years,
you'll be okay.
Just thinking about the next baby step.
No,
you'll be okay.
Oh,
you'll be okay.
Tyler, you're having second thoughts after all this wisdom we just dropped on you?
I just want to cover my bases.
No, I appreciate that.
No, I love it, but we covered it, man.
And we say
to
have babies even if you have debt and you're working your way out, Tyler. So even if you were at a different level financially, we'd still say to have kids. So
I'd like to point out with Jade's Marvin Gaye recommendation, babies coming a little sooner than we thought.
They might. Listen,
Jade,
get ready.
Wow. Now see?
You're welcome, Tyler.
See, you actually thought that was manipulative, but you both gave great advice to that young married man. Thank you,
speaking of Marvin Gaye, we've got the outfit ready.
Oh,
yes.
Where's the outfit?
Here's the outfit.
Speaking of smooth Marvin Gaye, there we go.
Look at old Kenneth.
I'm going to tell you, folks.
On the putt-putt course.
I'm as fresh as a new pair of sheets.
Hey. Looking great.
Fresh as the other side of the pillow. Yes.
Live from Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create amazing relationships. I am Rachel Cruze, hosting this hour with the amazing Jade Warshaw, and we are here to answer your questions about life and money, relationships, career, anything and everything. So give us a call. We're going to start off with Jacob in Indianapolis. Hey, Jacob, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing great. How can we help?
So I have a quick question about money and when to get started with the snowball effect. So my girlfriend and I are expecting our first child, but we got the news that she is going to have Down syndrome, and they're preparing us for many major surgeries right out of the gate.
Yeah. Okay.
We are currently... I have about $20,000 in debt, and my girlfriend has about $170,000 between student loans, cars, and just like $1,000 on a credit card.
Okay.
I was a gazelle intent for a while trying to get everything of mine paid down, and I feel like the surgeries is kind of put a major halt on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it should. This is something that's coming up that is really, really important. And we would say, even if this weren't the case, that you should put a pause on the baby steps just because there is a new life coming into the world. And you don't know what the cost of that is going to be. So you have good instincts to put paying off debt on hold. My question to you, Jacob, would be, do you know what your out-of-pocket max is for the insurance, for her insurance?
No, we kind of just recently found out about the surgeries, and we're trying to figure out if it would be better to kind of do a shotgun wedding.
I was going to ask, when are you going to get married?
Insurance.
Yeah, when are you guys going to get married?
The baby wasn't planned, so we were planning on doing it like sometime next year, and
things have changed.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say this too, Jacob. Things have changed with this diagnosis. I mean, having a baby is one thing, and then having a child with special needs, which I have multiple friends, honestly, that have Down syndrome children, and they're the most precious, wonderful kids and babies in the entire world. But like you said, it does come with a financial major responsibility. So getting, I think, a level of stability for you and your girlfriend together as a team is going to be huge. And marriage does that. Like when you guys say, yeah, we have created this life together and we are, there's a level of stability in that, Jacob, that I would do. And then once you guys get married, then you're able to combine finances and tackle all of what's ahead together in such a united front that I think is going to help from an energy, emotional perspective. So yes, I would do a shotgun wedding.
And your insurance is better than hers? Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah. I'm with the union, and she's kind of doing dental, like she's a dental hygienist, and most dentists don't provide insurance.
How old are you guys?
25.
Okay, so she's not on her parents'. Is she still on her parents' insurance?
She is, but we were talking with her dad about all of this, and he was kind of leaning us towards getting on mine.
Okay, got it. And so your homework, one of your biggest pieces of homework coming off this call is, you got to find out once you move her onto yours, what the max is for her and what the max is for the two of you, because that's going to inform what you need to have saved, because you're going to hit that with these surgeries. So whether it's 8 or 10 or, I don't know, 12,000, you're going to need to figure out what that is and get that saved up. So if you were to put your money into an EveryDollar budget, what's your margin every month that you could put towards savings?
I'm doing a lot of side things right now, so it varies. But just off of like my paycheck from my hourly job, it's probably about like $700.
Okay. So $700 a month. And how many months pregnant is she?
She is 5. Okay. So you've got half the pregnancy just about to try to stack this up as much as possible. And now is a good time, if you can pick up extra work, because I really would love, it's just going to be a level of peace for you to go into all of this knowing, hey, the money's there. All we have to do is just emotionally be there for each other.
From a bandwidth perspective, Jacob, right now is the time to work 80 hours a week, because by the time she comes into the world, you guys are going to be hands on deck for a while. I mean, you're going to be distracted, and rightfully so. I mean, it is your child. And so anyone would be like that. And you're going to want to spend more hours with the baby. I mean, like there's just, it's going to change your life completely. And right now your life from a schedule perspective hasn't changed. So I would up it. I would do what I can right now. And then you guys take care of that baby. And then, once you kind of get some grounding and some footing and some real answers and some reality, there may be some medical bills. And then you guys are going to have to tackle all of your debt together after, you guys feel settled, which for you and in this situation, it may be a little longer than we usually just say, when mom and baby come home and everyone's good, you throw everything at the debt snowball and you keep moving. But for you guys, it's probably going to be stretched out a little bit longer. And that's okay. Like don't don't feel bad about that is what I'm saying, because this is such a precious life and it's such a sensitive situation that you give yourself the grace to be fully present in there and do what you guys have to do. But again, like Jade was saying, the more you can have going into this financially, the more peace you guys are going to have.
And when that baby comes, let me just say, ask for what you need, because your friends and everybody's going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to say things like, let me know if there's anything I can do if you need me. And they kind of like throw the ball out there and it's alley-oop. Yeah, you slam it and say, I could really use we could really use some meals in the freezer. We could really use someone to help, I don't know your wife's name, but help my wife clean the house. Don't be afraid to ask, because when people say that, they truly do want to ask. They just don't always know what to offer. So just tell them what you need.
Okay. And one other thing, since I kind of have like the lesser amount, I have roughly like 19 to 20,000. Do you think it would be wrong of me to kind of talk with her and be like, hey, let's knock all of mine out once we get past these stages?
Oh.
And then...
Yeah, if you guys are married at that point, then I would combine everything and do the debt snowball. And I would pay off her $1,000 credit card first. You guys line up all of your debts together and pay them off regardless of whose it is, smallest to largest. So hers, she might have some student loans in there. I don't know. But you guys list it out, smallest to largest. So I would, if she has a couple of ankle biter debts, like $1,000 credit card here, $2,000 loan to her mom or whatever, I would knock those out first and then get to your 20. But I would do the debt snowball once you guys, and combine everything once you're married. And again, once, you guys get some grounding and some realistic kind of reality of the baseline once your daughter comes. But gosh, Jacob, our hearts are with you, but also I know she's going to be such a gift. And I commend you guys for going forward with this, because I know for a lot of people they don't. And there's just something in me as a mom. I admire that for you guys.
Amen.
So you guys are going to love that little girl really well. She has some great parents.
One of the first things I discovered working in the financial world is how absolutely devastating it is when the breadwinner of a family dies and there's too little life insurance or none at all. Grieving families are suddenly left behind, scrambling to pay bills and trying to make ends meet. I also discovered that there are a lot of rip-offs in the life insurance world, like that whole life crap posing as an investment opportunity. What you need is level term life insurance, usually 10 to 12 times your income, which is the smartest, most affordable way to protect your family. The key is finding an independent broker who represents a ton of companies and works for you, not for the insurance company. This is exactly what my friend Jeff Zander and his team at Zander Insurance are all about. They shop the term life companies to find you the best options, and they've been around for over 95 years. So they'll be there when you need them. Zander is the real deal. And that's why they've handled all my personal insurance for over 25 years. I trust them, and you can too. Visit Zander.com for instant online quotes, or for a more personal touch, give them a call at 800-356-4282.
Up next, we have Hannah in Phoenix. Hi, Hannah. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you guys?
We're doing great. How can we help today?
So my husband and I became officially 100% debt-free a month ago.
Nice.
And
congratulations.
Yes. Thank you so much. And during this process, we have been working really hard to, save to buy a house. And about a month ago, our lender gave us a call and said that he was going to be able to give us a down payment assistance. And so to go ahead and use our savings to, get rid of the last of my husband's student loan debt. And so we went ahead and did that. And then he gave us a call earlier this week and said that he will be able to give us a better interest rate if we can come up with the down payment on our own. And so we could do that, but it would be living like really, really tight. And also depending on how much they're willing to give us for concessions as well would affect it. So, if they do decide to only give us 2% concessions, then we would be about $2,000 short, plus the house doesn't have a washer and dryer. So we need extra money for that, plus utility deposits and that kind of thing. So I was wondering, do you think it would be better for me to take out a small student loan and put it in a separate account to use just in case? I'm a full-time engineering student, or just kind of try to put it on our credit cards? Or what do you think we should kind of do for just like that $2,000 buffer, temporarily?
Hannah, can I be honest? It makes me nervous that you're going in and buying a house and $2,000 is going to make or break the situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. Does that feel tight to you?
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
Doesn't that kind of feel tight to you?
It does feel tight to me, but we had...
Do you not have an emergency fund? Do you guys have an emergency fund?
Yes, we have $7,000 right now, and then by the end of the month, we'll be closer to $12,000 in savings.
Okay, why don't you use that then? Use that money.
Wait.
Isn't that $5,000?
What's your income?
That's going to all go towards the down payment. My husband brings home about $1,500 to $2,000 a week. So $1,500 to $2,000.
Okay, so you got $6,000, and you're. I think that your emergency fund is not even at the 3-month level, which means even with. Do you see what I'm saying? I have to agree with Rachel. I think that you're not ready to do this just yet. I think you could be ready in like 6 or 8 more months, but I don't think you're ready yet. And I think that
if you can't afford a washer and dryer, Hannah, genuine. I'm being genuine of like, oh my gosh, what are you going to do if the heating and air goes out? That's a small expense with a home. So we always say to have at least 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in the bank with at least a 5% down payment with no debt. So are you guys completely debt free?
Completely debt free, and we would.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You said that about a month ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, you said that a month ago. Yeah.
Sorry, my daughter.
No, you're fine.
We
Trust
would
us.
have had more of an emergency fund, but we literally just paid off my husband's entire student loan debt.
That's right.
Which is amazing.
So good.
A little bit shorter on the cash.
Okay, why don't y'all tap the brakes for 6 months? What's making you rush into this?
Because I feel like, paying $2,000 a month on rent is the greater evil than living tight and paying $2,000 towards a mortgage and investing in ourselves.
I see that, but let's paint the picture for you because this is so true. First off, the first giveaway here is you're already thinking about debt and credit. You just paid off a buttload of money and you're already thinking about going back to debt and credit cards just for this $2,000 thing. That's a mentality piece that lets me know, ooh, we're not in a good headspace. Then 2, Rachel is exactly right. If you buy a $400,000 house and then turn around and can't pay a $4,000 bill for heating and air, or if something happens, because something is going to happen. It will happen. That is just the nature of home ownership. It's not to be scary. It's just part of it. Then how much more will you then say, okay, we used debt before, I guess we'll have to use it again. This is a slippery slope, and it's not anything against you, specifically, Hannah. This is just how life goes when you're not prepared. And I would just hate that for you. You've worked so hard to get out of debt.
Yeah. I guess the way that I'm looking at it, though, is that this is just like a temporary type.
It's not. Not if what I said takes place. Now you're in debt again. I'm going to be real with you. Here's what it is. You really like the house that's on the hook. You love it. That's what it is.
I mean, it's a fixer-upper that's going to be sweat equity.
I know,
so
but you still love it. Love it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be putting an offer on it. So that's the hard part of this conversation is what you're really going to have to decide between is, do you trust that there could be another house on the market?
And if it's a fixer-upper, then there will be.
Yeah, that you can love and be ready to buy, because I'm telling you there will be. The hard part is not making that offer.
Yeah, and Hannah, I think too, what we fight for on this show, Dr. John Zaloni said it, and I think it's so true. We are fighting for peace. We are trying to create peace in our life. And even if you're renting and throwing $2,000 away while you guys save up a bigger emergency fund, you have little kids, you know, we heard them in the background. They're so sweet. You got kids. There could be, you know, doctor's visits that come up, health issues, a job, like life just happens. It just does. And to create peace, you think in this moment that this house is, oh gosh, like if we can just get into this, it's going to be just a better situation. But financially, it's not right now for you guys. And if anything, it's going to turn into a curse, and it's actually going to create could create so much stress and anxiety. You're giving the risk or the gamble that could be the reality. And then you look up and you're like, we are deeper in debt because of a washer and dryer. We had to take out a student loan to get $3,000 here. We had this happen and this happen. I mean, slowly you could look up and you're $10,000, $15,000 in debt again. And then you guys are at this point where you're like, oh my gosh, like what have we done? You've gone backwards. And then the house is a fixer-upper. You're going to get in there. You're going to find mold behind this wall. The plumbing here isn't going to work. It always costs more and takes longer with the renovations. I mean, it just turns into, I mean, you're setting yourself up for a very stressful situation, Hannah. Yeah. That's what we see. And I know it sounds like we're being Debbie Downer, and we may be, because we hear reality on this show all the time. So if we're fighting for peace, it may not be exciting and flashy and fun and what we want, what we're desiring in the moment. But if we can say no to ourselves to be smart and create some delayed gratification and wait till even the spring, January, February, and have, you know, you guys could have, you guys could have $20,000 in an emergency fund, have a full down payment that you are so confident that you are great, you know, giving away. And then something happens, you're like, great, we have actual margin in our budget, and we got a $20,000 emergency fund, a $30,000 emergency fund. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's peaceful to me. You're just setting, so it's just like, there's just a lot. There's a lot that could go wrong. So I know it's probably it's not what you want to hear, Hannah, but that's how I feel. So if you can't afford a washer or dryer, I'm going to say you can't afford a house right now.
Yeah. But one other thing I wanted to point out is would you be giving me different advice if, you know, we hadn't paid off, you know, that $7,000 student loan and we had that, you know, as a buffer? No. Okay.
If you had $7,000,
if we hadn't, because
you'd still have debt
towards it.
You'd still have debt, so we still would give you the same. We'd say, hey, pay off the debt, save up 3 to 6 months. The advice would not change.
It'd be the exact same formula.
And I just, now that we've uncovered a little bit here, Hannah, I just got to ask. So you guys are also doing no more than 25% of your take home, right? I just want to be sure.
Towards the mortgage?
No. When after you've put the down payment down, the amount that you'd pay on your mortgage, it's only 25%, right, of your take home after tax?
I believe so. I think that the lender said that depending if, you know, we spent depending on concessions and that kind of thing, is going to be between 25 and 30%.
Okay, so that I also wanted to bring that up. That is out of, I don't want to say it's the most important number to know, but that is of huge importance to know going forward when you do get a house. That's what you want to know. You want to make sure you're no more than 25%, because again, kids, life happening, you need that margin.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, Hannah,
I feel bad. Girl. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because it's the right move.
I don't know if she's going to take our advice, but we wish you well, Hannah. We wish you well.
These days, business as usual is anything but. Tariffs make trade policy a moving target, supply chains are squeezed, and cash flow is probably tighter than ever. So if your business can't adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt. That's why you need NetSuite by Oracle, trusted by more than 42,000 businesses, including Ramsey Solutions. You need to see what's happening, what's stuck, and what's costing you, and how to fix it. And NetSuite is the #1 cloud-based business management suite because it helps your business make the right decisions fast. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one place so you're not left shuffling a dozen different spreadsheets. That gives you the visibility you need to make quick decisions based on actionable data. And NetSuite AI automates everyday tasks so your team can focus on strategy. It's one system for full control and no guesswork to tame the chaos. And right now, if you're leading a business doing more than $1 million in annual revenue, download NetSuite's free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders, at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey.
The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. Feeling stuck with defaulted private student loan payments? Well, Why Refi can reduce your payments and help you regain control of your finances. Take the first step toward getting unstuck. Visit whyrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. May not be available in all states.
All right. Today's question comes from Ty in Texas. He says, my girlfriend and I have been discussing marriage and engagement rings. Love it. We're both 24 years old. I make $70,000 a year and have a small amount of student loan debt that we can knock out easily after the wedding. What do you recommend spending on an engagement ring? Am I being cheap for wanting to purchase a lab-grown diamond? I'm fine with spending a bit more on a natural stone, but don't want my girlfriend to think I'm cheap. Okay. Well, there's 2 parts to this question. Part of it is preference, right? If she doesn't, some people don't care about diamonds per se, they care about the look of the ring. Mm-hmm. So she cares more about the look of the ring and she's willing to do a lab grown diamond to get that look.
A lot of people are doing that these days. Yeah. And they look beautiful. I'll be honest. You can't really tell. No. I don't think anyone's asking. If I see someone's engagement ring, I'm always like, oh, beautiful. You're kind of looking at the size, right?
Yeah,
You're either like, dang, that's a big, I don't know. That's
and if somebody says, is that lab grown?
Yeah, no one
I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, that's right. I know.
You're cut off. Okay.
But if she wants a natural, so I wouldn't guess on the engagement ring with what she wants. If you guys are, ask her. And just know that if it's a real one, it's probably going to be smaller. Or you get more bang for your buck if you go lab grown. So just, I would ask that. But how much... we usually say a month's salary. Mm-hmm. So whatever you make in 1 month, that would be the amount that we would spend.
Can I say that that's the minimum?
Yes. Yes, you can, Jade. I think like the diamond like world or the ring world, the engagement world, I think they say 3 months.
Yeah, they do.
That's what they say is average.
I tend to love that. But at the same time, like you said, you've got debt. I'm being silly. There are more things to consider. You do have some debt to pay off. You guys do have a wedding possibly to fund. I don't know who's paying for the wedding. So do think about those things. And if you got a little extra cash, throw it on there.
Bump it up. Are you against upgrading rings later in life?
You know what? It's funny that you say that. First off, I forgot to wear my wedding ring today, which is bananas.
In one of our breaks, she was like, I forgot my wedding ring.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so I put my Aura ring on it. But I had the thought when I first got engaged, it was like, oh, you can always upgrade your ring. But I don't know about you. You grow a connection to it. And I'm like, I love my ring. It's got its inclusions and it's, it's not perfect, but I love it. I could never imagine not wearing that ring at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like the actual diamond.
Yes.
I don't know.
Totally. I know I've heard people do creative things. They will take the diamond and make a necklace or do other things with it.
That's a good idea.
But that's an option too, Ty. So
that's a great option.
That's fun though. That's a fun season of life. The whole engagement, ring shop, and all of it.
Oh my gosh, so good.
All right, let's go to Sam in Ohio. Hey, Sam, welcome to the show.
Hello.
How can we help today?
I had a question. I've fallen out of philosophical alignment with my better half on finances, and I was wondering how to line that back up.
Oh, where are you guys not aligned? Which part?
Well,
all of it?
We were self-employed. We had a company for a long time, And then 2021, we had some tragedy hit. And so we shut one leg of the company down, and I continued to be self-employed. I'm trying to shorten this up. I continued to be self-employed, and I brought her back to Ohio from another state to be closer to her kids. So we shut a whole thing down, and she ended up taking a job at a plant. And, throughout this was a 25-year company, throughout the years, we always practiced delayed gratification and whatnot. And now we're at a point where she's, after my stepson was murdered, after that happened, she kind of checked out. I mean, you look and you talk to her, and she's like, okay, the same person, but she doesn't care about money or anything anymore. And now I've changed some things with we ended up winding that business down, got a different one going, and I've created a lifetime residual income. And I have homes in 3 states, Washington, Ohio, and Florida. And
so you're doing well financially, but you're saying she's checked out mentally, and she's doing behaviors with money that aren't.
She's checked out financially as well. She doesn't care about money. She wants to keep working at this job.
Okay.
And she just gives all her money away to her kids, which is another basket of problems.
Okay.
And
is she seeing anybody? Is she getting help? I mean, what you described is
traumatic.
Yeah, on the highest level.
Yeah, well, it is. And we recently, right after that, we went through a period where we had to take care of my parents, and then both of them passed away.
Oh.
And so, like, the last 3, 4 or 5 years have been a whirlwind. So, yes, we split apart, got back together. We are in counseling, but I kind of feel like she's just kind of telling the counselor what he needs to hear kind of thing. Okay. And I want her to get on the right page.
What are you wanting from her, Sam, from a financial perspective that you guys are not aligned on? Is it giving money to the kids? Is it the fact that she doesn't initiate conversations with money? She doesn't care? Like, what's the...
Well, I mean, at this point, I don't want her necessarily to be working anymore.
But does she want to work?
Well, yes and no, but I'd say yes. She wants to keep the thing because she keeps funding her kids.
Well, what's wrong with her working? You tell us what's...
what's wrong with it, and this is the only thing, I'm at the point where we're at the point now where we were working for before, where it's time to stop working, and then every 2 or 3 months we were going to be in a different home, different climate. I mean, my kids are on the other side of the country. And my grandkids. Okay,
so Sam, real quick, we're kind of running out of time. I want to make sure we can help you with what you called in with. So, what's your net worth? Do you guys have a lot of debt? Do you have a lot of surplus? Like, where are you at net worth wise?
Net worth in equity, a little over $14 million.
Okay, so you're saying she doesn't need to work; she can stop. You think probably it's better for her mentally to stop?
I don't know. Yeah,
but her motivation for working you don't like because it's just her giving money to her kids and enabling her kids is what you think, right?
Well, that's part of it, but the other part is a time in life where we were going to be doing something different, traveling around.
Gotcha. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's painting what John Deloney would say. You're like putting pictures to words that you had a picture of what this time of life was going to look like, and here she is working a 9 to 5. And given the paycheck to the kids, and you're like, no, you're supposed to be unplugged. We've worked really hard and done really well financially, and we should be traveling and all of that. So, I mean, from what, I just wonder within her, because you said she's changed some. She's there, but she's not fully there. You've said that a couple times on the call, which makes sense since the tragedy. So I just wonder for her where the healing is for her, because there's a there's some level of security and safety that this way of functioning is giving her.
Yeah, or
and
it's an outlet of some kind.
Yeah, and as a husband, you're seeing it and saying, like, there's other ways to deal with this in a healthier way that also could add to our quality of life as a couple. And so, I mean, honestly, Sam, I think that this would be a conversation about what's going on within you and what you're desiring and wanting. And then, you know, helping, encouraging her to continue to get some healing. And it may be more than just couples therapy. Like her stuff may be really deep because of the tragedy that happened, which makes total sense. The more healing she has, the healthier those outcomes are going to be. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and you feel like you just can't get ahead, make sure to check out one of our free EveryDollar trainings. So we do these trainings every single week throughout this month, and they're all hosted by one of the Ramsey personalities. I've done a couple. Jade, I know you've done some.
I'll be there Monday. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so we are so enjoying these, you guys, and there's like hundreds of you guys, sometimes over 1,000, but they're completely free, and we're able to show you how to stick to a budget and even find $9,000 of margin within your money. And that's great margin to help you get out of debt, build
That's a lot
wealth,
of money.
do it all. So if you have any questions that you want answered, you can even sign up and ask that question live in the Q&A, because we do a live one as well. So you can go to RamseySolutions.com/webinar and sign up, and we will be doing those every week in this coming month. We love it.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. First up, we have David in Spokane, Washington. Hi, David. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. How can we help?
Yeah. So I'm currently on baby step 1, and I'm curious to know if I should be making an exception to the $1,000 in savings and increasing that to, for myself, around $7,000.
That's a big increase. Why would you do that?
Well, my transmission is going on my car. I know it's I guess, a pending expense that I'm anticipating in the next few months.
Okay. So let me clarify something, and I think it'll help you, and I think it'll help listeners. So one of the things about an emergency fund that qualify whether or not you use it is if something is necessary, if something is time sensitive, like it must be done right now, and if it's unexpected. I feel like that's when you go and you dip into the emergency fund.
Yep.
Now, if we know something is coming and we know that it's, we're going to have to get the AC fixed, we're going to have to get the oil changed, we're going to have to, those are things that we would say maybe do a sinking fund for, and so that you can prepare for it as you know it's coming, versus always having to go into the emergency fund. And I know that's not what you're trying to do, but I just want to clarify that before we give you our advice going forward.
Sure. So is that like separate? I'd like to contribute quite a bit out of my paychecks each month to save up, because right now I have $1,700 saved. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's more than the $1,000 anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So are you suggesting making payments to that sinking fund as if I was making payments to an emergency fund?
Yeah. What I'm saying is kind of keep it separate in your mind. Like, my $1,000 is over here. That's my emergency fund. I'm not touching that. I do have something that's coming up that I know has to be done, and I'm going to kind of start putting a little money aside for that as I'm working the baby steps.
Sure. Okay.
How much is it going to cost? Is the transmission $7,000? Is that what it is?
Well, it's $6,000. I was thinking to have an overhead of $1,000 to keep into the
right.
I guess.
How much is the car worth?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the car's worth. I bought it a year ago for $10,000.
Oh.
And actually, no. Let me think about this. $12,000, and I owe $6,000 on it still.
Oh man.
That's the problem. Is that I don't know. would you suggest maybe even just fixing it and selling it and getting rid of this debt and buying like a beater?
Is it still drivable? Like, has it already happened, or you're like, this is going to happen soon?
I know it's going to happen soon. Yeah, it's just been showing signs.
Then I might get out of it while you still can, before it needs the repair, because you can sell it at this point. It's not undrivable.
Yeah.
And then take that money with your $6,000 or with your whatever you have saved.
I kind of have a guilty conscience selling it to someone, you know.
Yeah. Have you taken it to a mechanic and they're telling, I'll be honest, David, I don't know much about cars. So how do you know it's going out? Like, have you had it, in the shop?
Cars.
And
I work on,
okay.
Yeah, I work on cars quite a bit. I see. And
okay.
Yeah, because I don't want you to be dishonest.
No, you don't want to do that. I get it. I just, if you're like, it's showing signs, and I'm like, anybody who drives it is going to know what they're getting into if it's showing signs. But, I have a hard time with, I mean, you could.
How much debt do you have, David, total?
So that's the thing is I have student loan debt. On top of that, I have $29,052 in federal loans and then $4,472 in private loans.
Okay. And how much do you make a year?
Well, I just got a second job on top of my full-time
So
job.
what are you making a month after tax? Like, what are you bringing home a month?
I should be bringing home $4,700.
Okay.
Without the second job, right now what I'm at is $4,100.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you said you work on cars. Would you be doing the work on the transmission? You're doing the work?
No, I do that as a hobby. That's not my full-time employment.
Got you. No, I understand it's not your full-time employment, but I'm just saying, is this something you would do?
No.
Okay.
The transmission's a little bit too hard for me.
Yeah. This is a tough one. I think if you think go ahead.
Well, if you fix this for $6,000, do you think it's going to last you for another 5, 6, 7 years? Like, would it be a great car for a while? It's just got this issue.
It's a Toyota. I mean, everything else seems to be in working order, and I don't have a reason to think it won't work.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: the magic of the debt snowball is that you create this momentum. It's kind of like this scorched earth. Mm-hmm. You see progress that's happening, and people end up getting out of debt faster than they thought they would. The human behavior changes. I mean, there's just so much psychology in all of this that happens, and that's the beauty of it. And so to be able to start that as soon as possible is huge. But we also say, if you know something big is coming up in your life, whether it's a job change, a move, a baby, like there's something that's going to create a big expense, we do encourage people on baby step 2 to pause, save up to be able to cash flow those situations.
Yeah.
So I almost, David, would, and again, you know cars and your car better than I do. So you make the decision of, do I fix this, sell it, and take a smaller loan and or be, free and clear of the $6,000, which if you can, that's amazing, right? I mean, like there's something about that you're $6,000 less in debt, or for you, if you fix it, it's going to be a great car. It should last me a lot longer. Then the $6,000 is almost an investment to fix it, but then you still got $6,000 left to pay off of the loan. Yeah. So I think it's kind of like one way or the other. I mean, but the reality is you're going to need a car, and if you see this coming, there may be this instance of like, get the $1,000, have a side transmission, fund that you're putting some money in. But if you can throw extra at the debt, I would do that as well. I would kind of keep that debt. I would start that debt snowball, start putting some extra just so you see some progress with the debt while simultaneously saving on the side and knowing that you're going to have to fix this car.
I kind of like the idea. You know how it is with beaters. It's like once you get to know them, it's like this one's mine. I know what's going to happen here. I almost like the idea of you sticking with the one than trading it for another one that's going to have its own new set of issues, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're just going to have to spend $6,000 to do
fix
this
it,
over time.
And save up and pay for it. And
cool. The good news is that ride my bike to work, and
Oh yeah,
I live right next to a
100%.
grocery store, and so like everything I need is right here.
Listen, you got the
Actually,
spirit. You got the spirit,
I've only
David.
put 60 miles on it in the last 2 months.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've just been walking and riding my bike, so it worked.
What a guy.
Well, there you go. That's some low maintenance,
Yeah.
David. We appreciate that
I
these
do.
days.
I love that because if I told somebody to ride their bike, people would come for me in the comments.
I'd say, Jade, you're crazy. You're crazy.
And I rode my bike just the other day.
That's awesome. Okay, David. Well, I hope that helps. And yeah, great job on starting this process. I'm proud of you for
Very good. Very good.
getting a program and a plan in place with your money. That's what we like to see. This is The Ramsey Show. Live from Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that we love, and create amazing relationships. I am Rachel Cruze, hosting this hour with the incredible Jade Warshaw, and we are answering your questions about life, money, relationships, career, anything and everything. So
You name it.
That's it. Give us a call at 888-825-5225, and we are here to help you. Up first, we have Gus in Spanish Fork, Utah.
Okay.
Hi, Gus. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Rachel.
Absolutely. How can we help today?
So I just have an interesting question, I guess. I am on baby step 2 right now, paying off all my debt. And for my job, I travel and I do events around the state. And a lot of times every time, I guess, I book my own travel, being hotels, gas, and food. And sometimes that costs close to $1,000. And I'm just curious what y'all would recommend doing. Obviously, I know you don't like credit cards. That's what I've been using for this purpose. But I just kind of want to know how I can do this without using a credit card or my emergency fund.
Do you have cash, or is it beyond the amount of cash within your monthly cash flow?
It is usually beyond that. Just depending on the month, I'll have anywhere from one event. Sometimes we'll do 5 or 6 events.
What kind of events are these? Are you being hired for these events, or are these your job and then you get paid? Like how? What is it exactly?
So they're home shows. I work for a utility company, and I help homeowners get rebates and stuff. So I go and I talk to homeowners at events, like set up a booth, kind of like a trade show type situation.
So it's not your business. You work for the company.
Correct, yeah.
And they're not paying for your travel?
That's what I'm saying.
They reimburse me for it, but I pay for it up front because I'm booking my own hotels and everything.
Oh gosh. So yeah, that arrangement needs to change, because what happens if you've racked up a certain amount, and A, if they contend the charges, or B, what happens if if you lose that job or you decide to move on and they decide they don't want to pay? So I would be sitting down with whoever your leader is and very respectfully saying, hey, here's what's happening. I don't use credit cards and I don't have debt. And so what you're asking me to spend goes beyond my margin every month, and I don't have a way to pay for it. Can you upfront the money for me and give me petty cash, or give me, I don't know, maybe they have a company debit card and I can use that. And then I submit all the receipts along with, the bank statements or whatever it is. That's normal, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a pretty standard practice. If there's a company and part of your job for them is to travel, they usually take the initiative to say, yeah, we're paying for your travel for the company. Mm-hmm. How many people is it in the company that travel?
Well, it's a pretty big company. I think there's,
even more reason for them to upfront you the money.
Like 6 or 7, yeah. But there's probably, I bet, close to 100 around the country.
Okay, so that's what I would do. Plan A If for some reason they don't change their policy, but you still love it and you still want to stay, plan B, Gus, would be that you then have to have a work account that you're going to have to kind of act like you are, getting out of debt, like with the same level of sacrifice and stuff, to put $1,500 or so away in a separate account. And that account is there for when you travel. But you have to be, I would make it a goal to be on the front end of it versus being in the hole financially. And this is your work. So I almost would pause the debt snowball and save up that extra $1,000, $1,500.
So you can keep working.
Yep. So you can keep this going, this job. And the arrangement is that you spend out of that account. And that's how I would do it. I wouldn't go in the hole and then wait for them to fill in the hole. I would be on a solid foundation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, almost like a second emergency fund.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Gus, I had a job that was like that. When I worked on cruise ships, you would go travel, and some of them would give you a stipend up front, but it was never enough. And so you're having to go through, and go from your own money. So Rachel is actually exactly right. I mean, some jobs just won't budge on that.
Yeah.
And if you're fine with it, great. But if you're not, I could totally understand wanting to get the money up front.
Yeah. I would feel uneasy about charging all of this and then just waiting for them.
Yeah.
Because the credit card's in your name, all of it. Like there's just more risk on your end.
Definitely don't do a credit card. Ugh.
Yeah.
How
much debt do you have?
So right now I have student loans and my truck, and I'm about $46,000 in.
Okay. How much do you make a month?
Let's see. I make $80K a year. Post-tax, I make about $5,200 a month.
Okay. How much margin do you have right now? If you just did like food, shelter, utilities, transportation, healthcare, like all your main expenses, how much extra do you have per month?
I'm not entirely sure. My wife and I, we just had a baby, so I need to recalculate that.
Okay. Congratulations. That's exciting. I'm surprised you're even coherent to talk to us with a newborn. I know it's a lot. Okay. Well, Gus, what we're going to do is we're going to give you EveryDollar premium, and this is our budgeting app, and you and your wife sit down this weekend and you guys create a monthly budget. And the great thing about EveryDollar is you're able to see all of your expenses because they give you kind of a template to say, hey, here are the main expenses in life. You guys say, okay, here's what we make every month and here's our expenses. What's our margin? Because you're going to want to know that number as well, Gus, to be able to know how fast you guys are going to be able to get out of debt. But for the interim, I would use that margin. And again, you guys are in debt. So there's no out to eat. There's no saving for vacations. There's nothing. Like you're cutting everything, cut subscriptions, like it is scorched earth as you're getting out of debt. So when you see your budget, just delete a lot of the line items that you would have done. You're like, here, like how much margin can we get per month realistically? And if it takes you a month or two to save up that $1,000 or $2,000 for your work, I would make that priority number one. And then take that extra, whatever it is per month, let's say it's $1,000, I don't know, that you can get and start tackling this debt. So that's kind of the process. But you need to know that margin number, Gus, for you guys to really get on the same page and know, like, here's what we're shooting for every month and our goal of getting out of debt. And so, yeah, if you'll hold on the line, our team will hook you up with a code and you guys can get a year of EveryDollar premium for free, our treat.
It's great.
But yeah, this is a tough one, and we've heard a lot about work with like reimbursements and expenses, and like it is a thing. But if you can make it a workaround where you're more in control, that's the better off you're going to be.
Come on, these big companies, they need to go ahead and pony up the cash.
Wow, so bizarre. Up next in New Mexico, we have Dee on the line. Hi, Dee. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing great. How can we help today?
My husband is going on deployment here shortly.
Okay.
And my question is, he's going to make quite a bit more than he makes normally. So we don't want to change our budget. But my question is this. We both have student loan debt. That's really the only debt we have. But he has the option of public service loan forgiveness, and I have nothing as a stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
Should we focus on paying mine with the debt snowball or doing it jointly?
The public service payoff, what does that entail? Give me some of the details around that.
If you pay the minimum payment due, and you make those 10 years of payments, they will forgive the rest of the
Okay, so it's over the 10-year mark. It's nothing specific with the military where they'll pay it off after like 6 months of deployment.
No.
It's over 10 years. Okay, so
there's a lot changing with that right now, Dee. Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you the current stats on that is very low, like less than 2%.
Actually
on
get
that. Actually get it done. And now with new administration, we're seeing those tighten up even more, and it's kind of indeterminable what will be and what will not be on that. So for those reasons alone, I would not depend on that. I would just take both of your loans together and list them smallest to largest.
And I don't want you in debt for 10 years either. Even if they were forgivable in 10 years, I want you out of it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yes, but what Jade was just saying was, listing them smallest to largest. So how much will he be making when he's deployed? Like what will the margin be per month?
We're having a surplus of 38, I want to say. I wrote down these notes, and they're all over the place.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That's great.
Well, he's a police officer in his day life, and so his day job, and that is, we're just going based on the guaranteed 40 hours. They do a lot of times get overtime, but we don't want to budget based on what ifs.
Sure.
So his actual take home is $36.90 with the police. Plus or minus. And then he gets his normally National Guardsman pay at about $550 a month. But in the National Guard, he's going to make, on a deployment, he'll make $37.58 per paycheck, so times 2.
Okay. And he'll keep his police officer salary going when he's deployed?
No.
No, that will be cut.
Switching only to the salary. They do keep your job for you, but you don't get
paid, obviously. Okay. And then how much?
It's a surplus of almost $4,600 over the course of that year.
Okay. And how much student loan debt is there?
Jointly, we have $110,858 and 49 cents.
Wait, say 110,000?
Yes, okay. 858 and 49 cents.
Okay.
And those
mine was 63,000, and I've got it down to 48,000 on mine.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to what I said before. Just make sure you guys go through these and really do them smallest to largest as opposed to his versus hers, because then you are going to get that momentum that we want, and you're going to get those quicker wins. It's hard to look at a mountain of 63,000 and say, okay, that's what's next. But if you break it up and go, okay, the next one is 4,000 and the next one after that is 6,000, then it is a lot, easier to handle mentally and money-wise.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thanks, Steve, for the call, and thanks for your husband's sacrifice and yours. As a spouse of someone being deployed.
For real.
It's a real sacrifice, so we appreciate you guys so much for what you do for our country. Up next, we have Greg in Albany, New York. Albany. Listen to me. Albany. Hey, Greg, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help?
I was curious if there was ever an instance where a whole life policy made sense. I don't understand why they exist, because they seem to be, as you guys say, bad investments and bad, not really good at insurance policies. So I'm just kind of curious where they came from or why they exist, or if there's ever an instance where it might make sense.
Wow. Yeah, I would say the only time I know we've ever told someone to get a whole life policy is if they had a terminal illness and they didn't have insurance in place. It's pretty much impossible to get term life in that case. And for some whole life insurance companies, you're able to still get insurance, even if there is a condition. From a health perspective, it's much easier to get whole life than term life. Because we would say get life insurance. Like, we want that for you. And so sometimes people don't qualify for term because of the state of their health. So that would be the only instance we've ever said, because to your point, it is like, it's such a ripoff product. And honestly, they prey on people that don't have all the information, because the way they sell it and the way it's presented sounds incredible. It sounds like this great product that's going to help. And I'm, so whether it's the side of like, oh, I get life insurance through my whole life, or the savings and investing that comes with it and all of it. So the way they package it, make it sound like it's a great deal to the consumer, where the truth is,
and it's a way. Oh, sorry.
You're good. No, it's just very expensive compared to term life and what you could be investing.
Yeah. And I think for the companies that do it, I think it's a way for them to get into investing without having a securities license. Like, they're able to sell an investment product without actually being a licensed investment professional. Yeah. So I think that's also where there's a little bit of a, or what I'll say, a
gray area.
Yeah, it's a big red flag.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's still a product, and at the end of the day, you have to remember folks are trying to make money out here. So, I mean, that's really the short end of the answer.
Yeah, but it's such a well-marketed product that people don't look into the fine print and the details and the other options too, because I do think life insurance is one of those sectors in life that, you can easily prey on fear and greed.
Yeah.
And it's like, here's something that's going to be, great for you financially. And also, the fear of, oh gosh, if something happens. So we are a proponent of life insurance though. So I do want people to hear us say that, but term life insurance is what we promote. And you want about 10 times your annual income. If you're a stay-at-home parent, we recommend getting $500,000 or even $700,000 on you, even as a stay-at-home parent. But you can check out Zander Insurance. They are the company that we recommend because they do a great job at shopping multiple insurance companies and not just sticking with one to get you the best rate. It's the way Winston and I have our term life insurance. We did it through Zander, and it's fantastic.
And just to clarify, the reason that we're saying term life is because 100% then of your premium is going towards your benefit, right? Whereas with whole life, it is being divided up. And the reason we don't like it is because they're taking half of your premium, which is what you pay every month for the policy. They're putting part of it to your benefit, your death benefit, which is what your family would receive if you passed away. And the other part goes towards what's called a cash value amount that's being invested. And that investment, the reason we don't like it is because the rate of return on that investment is very, very poor, like really bad. Some of them are like 4%, not good at all. And the biggest thing is that cash value amount, you don't get that. And your family doesn't, you surely don't get it if you pass away, but your family doesn't get it if you pass away either. So the only way that you get access to that cash value is if you were to borrow against it, which is like, why would you do that? The whole point is to not be in debt. The other way is if you were to just cash out the policy, which if that, again, what was the point of even having it if you're cashing it out?
Right.
And so that's what happens here. It's not a well thought through product. So if anybody was wondering, hey, why don't you do this? And if you really were to take the amount that goes towards that cash value investment, if you invested it yourself in a good growth stock mutual fund, what we would suggest, you're going to get upwards of a 10% return, which obviously you can see why would you take a 4% return when you can choose a 10% and choose what it's invested in. So hopefully I made a good case for
a lot more control. Oh yeah. And you guys, if you don't have life insurance, again, please get life insurance. It's one of the saddest calls that I think we get on the Ramsey show is the spouse passes and the other spouse is left to deal with everything and there's no money. And so set your family up well, and term life is inexpensive. And use the difference of what you would have paid for whole life to invest it yourself.
That's
and
right.
You'll make twice as much money, which is what we want for you. So this is the Ramsey Show. If you are between comparing quotes and trying to figure out coverage that you need when it comes to your home and auto insurance, it can be pretty overwhelming and it can be very pricey. And so if you let a Ramsey Trusted Pro do the hard work for you, they are the best because they shop rates, bundle policies, and get you the right coverage, saving you time and money. So for the smarter way to shop for your insurance, your home and auto, go to RamseySolutions.com/bundle, RamseySolutions.com/bundle, or click the link in the description if you are watching on YouTube or podcast. All right, let's go to Loretta in Ohio. Hi, Loretta. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help today?
So my husband has a job that he loves, provides very well for our family. He brings in approximately $115,000 a year. Loves his job, however, has a lot of headache with it. He has a high position in the company, and so he has a lot of the headache of the company. And so recently we have been thinking about branching out on our own. We just aren't sure if it's financially the right time for our family to do so.
What kind of business is it that you guys would branch out to?
So he has been in the automotive business, auto and fleet, like working on cars for almost 15 years now. He's been working with his employer now for 10 years, which happens to be my brother. So that kind of makes it a little bit stickier.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Yes. But he's also, they respect each other. We don't think that there would be any hard feelings.
Good.
However, the two of them my brother branched out on his own, and 6 months later, my husband started working for him. So they've kind of built the business from the ground. And he just, my brother is a lot of the time not there at the business. And so my husband really just kind of takes it under his wings and does that. And he does really well with it. He's really good at his job. Gets treated well. With nothing bad to say about the company.
Sure.
Okay,
go
ahead.
So what would you guys be doing? You said you're going to branch out. Have you guys done anything on your own sidewise that you have started and that you were kind of going to merge into? Or would this be like, because I don't want it to be a light switch.
Yeah, no, he'd be in the same business. So we're thinking about starting our own auto business.
In the same
mechanic
town?
shop, basically. It would be a couple towns over. So as far as taking clients or anything like that is not the plan.
Okay.
We have talked to somebody that is willing to put up a shop and rent it out for us. And so we would be paying rent for that for the company. In the beginning, real estate where we're at is really expensive. So that kind of has been out of the option for us to be buying and building.
Sure.
So we have a place that we can rent. We've looked into equipment and things like that.
What's
However,
that cost?
we would need to be getting a loan.
Oh, that's the kicker. Tell us how much it would take.
That's the kicker. We are hoping we can do it between $150,000 and $200,000. And we don't have any debt personally for our family. Like, we've paid off all expenses except for our mortgage, and we have a mortgage. We started with $480 5 years ago, and we are down to $240 now.
So can I clarify? With you? Because
Sure.
I love that you paid off the debt, but it's not going to convince me to tell you to go into $200,000 of debt. With the automotive, I want to make sure I have the right thing in my head of what it is. Explain it more. It's not he's working on cars. What is it? Or is it that he's working on cars?
When they started, he worked on cars for almost 8 years. That he mechanically would fix them. So we expect in the beginning of us starting our own thing, he would need to go back to doing that.
Okay, right.
And kind of build himself up to where he's at right now. And he's more than willing to do that. But right now, he is strictly in the office for the business that he's at. He talks with customers. He has a great relationship with, he's kind of the glue for the clients in the business, basically. And he has a gift of speaking with people.
Okay, so tell me this, Loretta. What's causing him to not, does he just want to own his own thing? Is that like one of the main motivations? I'm just wondering if he can scratch this itch within the gig that he has, so you don't have to take $200,000 of debt, because you guys can't afford to start a business right now, the Ramsey way at least. And so is there a shift that he can make within this business, because it sounds like him and your brother have a really great relationship. The way you set it up, which makes sense. Like I work in a family business. I'm like, there is a way to do it in a healthy way that you respect each other. So is there some shifting that can happen either from pay or his position, or is it that he just wants to completely do his own thing and not have to handle? Because if he's good at it, he's going to end up growing his own thing. And I'm scared he's going to be right back in the position he's in now, in a sense, as an owner. But that's even more risk and more stress that you put on.
Yes, and I think it's not so much he's not looking to get rid of the stress, or
he just wants it to be his
all the
stress.
Responsibility of the business without actually owning it.
Okay,
and
that makes
reaping
sense.
from it.
Can I ask a question? So you said it'd be a couple of towns away.
Sure.
Is it like is it a situation where if he wanted to, if let's say you guys move and it's 45 minutes away, could he start kind of building up a clientele in another town whilst he's working elsewhere? If it's not pulling clients, do you see what I'm saying? If it's not competing with the other business, can he start small? Is there a way
like
that
on Saturdays,
he can? Yeah,
on his off days, kind of start doing this, on a small scale, and you guys build up some extra income from this, kind of looking at it as a side hustle.
Yeah.
Could he do that? Like, is there a place? I know you have to have machinery and different things, but like, is there, I don't know, any creative ways to do that?
In one way, yes, maybe, but in another, we would also have to, you would still have to buy your car lists and things like that. And those, you're looking at $20,000-$30,000 per list.
But what if he rented out a place that was already, like, is there a way that he can rent out, this was already an auto body shop and we're just renting it?
Yeah. I guess we haven't really thought about it in that way. It's just him leading this company. He has no reservations, if I'm being honest. Like and I know like he'll thrive if he does this. I'm the one that is kind of holding back. And here's the kicker also, I'm one semester into nursing school as a mom of 3. And so when I made this commitment to do nursing school, we really wanted to go through it without taking any loans. I don't want any student loan debt.
And are you?
No, I haven't. But I'm scared that if he does this and we pour everything into the business, and then we'll just get overwhelmed with everything.
It's a lot. You're doing a lot. And it's a lot of,
I think that if I were in your shoes, if this was Jade and Sam, I probably would want to have the conversation of, here's the thing. I understand that you're getting anxious where you're at. This is the season that I'm going to school, and I don't think that we can do both of these at the same time. I'd like to finish the course that we set. And if we do that, we might look up and we may have saved a lot more towards your goal. I think we do both of our things, but I think we stay the course. I finish school, we save what we can, and then we're able to tackle, because to your point, he's feeling stressed right now, but he's not in a toxic work environment.
Nothing's on fire.
Yeah.
So Loretta, when you start nursing, how long will it take you to graduate? 2 years? 4 years?
I'm not going full time because of the kids. I have a 3-year-old that's not in school yet, so we're looking between 3 and 4.
Okay. And then when you graduate, are you going to be working 40 hours a week? What are you going to be doing?
I'd love to. By then, my kids would be old enough. I've always been very career oriented. I love having that for myself. And so as of now, that's the plan. Yes.
Okay. I don't know, Laura. Because the ideal would be like you start working as a nurse and you're bringing in a great paycheck. He's bringing in $115 and you guys cash flow this thing. But it's going to be a while. So that's the problem. But you called the Ramsey show and we move at the speed of cash, even at business.
And you're moving at the speed of cash with your degree.
School, yes.
And so I think you've set the precedent for that you can then say to him, can we please do the same thing with this business?
And I will say, we kind of threw out some creative options and you said we hadn't even thought of that. That's the beauty about not living with debt. When you don't have debt as an option, suddenly you have to think of other options outside the box. It forces you to. And so sit down and have some dreaming, because it sounds like from a value standpoint, you guys are going against your values on a dream, and that is a red flag for me. Our scripture of the day comes from 2 Chronicles 20:15. This is what the Lord says to you. Do not be afraid or discouraged because of this vast army, for the battle is not yours, but God's. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. Dorothy Bernard. Courage is fear that has said its prayers. There you go.
Okay, I'm with it. It took me a minute, but I got it.
Yeah, we'll go there. Some of these quotes, you gotta read it twice. You gotta read it twice to really let it sink in. All right, let's have Christina from Baltimore. She is up next. Hi, Christina. Welcome to the show.
Hi, hello.
Hello. How can we help today?
Yes, so I'm calling because my husband, he's not the best person in regards to finances, the most responsible person in regards to finances. So we've kind of been having a bit of trouble on his end for some years now, actually. And due to that, I was the one basically holding majority of the weight. He would contribute, but it was minimal. So I was more so, picking up the weight for us and for the household. And it was under the pretense of when he kind of get things together and kind of get back on his feet, of course, things would be better. He would contribute more. But what ended up happening is not too long ago, I actually ended up finding out that he received a nice sum of money, and he decided to intentionally not tell me anything about it.
How much? Oh my gosh.
It was about $20,000. So
good night.
Wow. Yeah, that's an offense.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah. Very much. Very, very much. Like I've been doing a lot, and we have a son who first year college. I've been the sole person who's been contributing to that and doing everything in regards to that with no help at all from my husband.
Oh, gosh.
And
what does he do, Christina?
so-
what's his job, or what does he do when he is working?
Well, he's a plumber. And, he also does side jobs. Like he had his own business at some point. So he also, has that going on the side. But his main job is a plumber.
So do you think that he's earning money and you just don't know what he's earning and he's just giving you bits and pieces, or is he just not working? He's just not doing many hours.
He's definitely working. He makes decent money. And so it's not really the money that's the issue. It's his management of the money that's the issue.
Okay. So you have separate funds.
And what's he doing with it? That you're saying it's mismanaged. So is he deeply in debt? Is he spending everything?
For the most part, he pays majority of what you can consider or what he would more so consider his bills, kind of his bills that he came into the marriage with. So, of course, he pays those, whether it's debt or his car note, things like that, which was another issue that we had because his car note is way too high. We agreed before marriage that he would get something else that would bring the car note down when we got married.
How long have you been married?
It's been 6 years.
So what you're describing is not a combined financial situation. When you say to him, hey, are you saying to him that what are you saying to him? Are you saying I'd like to combine our money together so we can, be on one page? Are you saying, hey, Leroy, you got to get busy. You got to, what's the conversation that's being had so we can understand?
Well, there's been many conversations, but overall, the way things have been going is not at all what they were supposed to be.
Okay.
Initially, we supposed to be doing everything together. Even if it's kind of splitting the bills half and half, but we're supposed to be doing everything together.
And when you bring that to him, what does he say?
His thing is just he the way things are going for him financially, he just feel like he can't. So he's doing what he feel like he only can do, like, and that's his, reasoning. And
But that doesn't have to do with, so if you said to him, hey, I want all of our money to go into one account, there's a lot of confusion here. You're saying one thing. I'm not saying I have an expectation. My only expectation is for our money to be together right now. If you said that to him, what would he say?
Well, at this point, once I found out about the money that he received and did not tell me about, we got into an argument and he did not come home.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. So this is not money. This is not a money.
Yeah. And it was his defense. Well, our money's separate. I got my money. You got your money. Did he just see as like complete just ownership of his own thing and didn't feel the need to tell you because of that?
That's basically what he said.
What he's saying, okay. So to Jade's point, Christina, this is a massive marital situation that you have two people in a marriage, and a marriage is a union. It's one. It's a united covenant that we make together. And one person in the marriage is wanting to do their own thing. And that's becoming in conflict with the value of marriage, of what you were wanting out of a spouse. And so... I think in order to save this is a classic example. People say money fights and money problems cause divorce, that it's not really the money thing. It exposes the brokenness within the marriage, which is what's happening to you guys. A level of secrecy out of entitlement of his own thing over here. You're over here wanting something completely different. So your value and your outlook on how marriage and how we should function is completely separate. And so I want that fixed. Do you guys have kids together?
We do. Yeah.
You do? Okay. So what I would do, I would work so hard, which I know you are. I can tell, I can hear it in your voice. You're exhausted. You're exhausted. Have you guys done marriage counseling or therapy together?
No, not exactly.
Okay. So that would be my next step, Christina. And if he's not willing to do that, I would say you do what you can on your end. And then there gets to be a place where a spouse ends up not even really even being a spouse. It ends up being
partner, just roommates.
Yeah, it becomes a roommate situation, and then that's where people make really tough calls. And I don't want that for you. My prayer would be that there's redemption and that you guys can find a united front. But you may just need a third party, because even in the call, Christina, I'll be honest, I was trying to keep up with everything you were saying, and it's a little bit of a spider web situation feeling of what he's thinking about his. I don't know. I can't quite see clarity. And sometimes, Christina, you're living in this mess and in this fog and in this chaos, and bringing in a professional third party to sit down with you guys and start really working through the issues. Because I think what you're going to find pretty quickly is that it's not money issues. This is stemming from a lot of other places in his life and in your life, because things are stirring up in you as they should, and stuff with him. And there's like this level of control and protection he's wanting. And I don't know, for the sake and the health of your marriage, that would be my next step. And I wish always in these calls, Jade, that we can help further. But I think there's a lot of deeper brokenness in this that you guys are going to have a long timeline to mend and to heal. And I hope that for you. We always want that. We never want to.
We don't want people to split up.
Yes,
and we certainly, don't want them to split up over what's perceived to be just a money thing.
Yes. That's right. And so for both of you, my prayer is that you guys both want to fight for this marriage, because it's going to continue to go down this road, and it's just going to get worse and worse. And so hitting it head on, both of you, and my prayer is that both of you want to work and find this unity. But I would go to marriage counseling. That would be my next step, Christina. But I'm so sorry. I feel that weight for you, and I want that off. I want you guys to have a clear path of peace and prosperity in your marriage. Well, Jade, thank you for a great show.
It was fun, Rachel.
Yes, thanks to everyone in the booth, and thank you, all of you watching and listening to the show. And remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.